Okay, Fantasy Football Astrology channel. Thanks for tuning in, guys. We're back at it. We're starting to dissect all the information from the draft, the 2021 draft. If you watch my channel, you already know I like to focus on wide receivers. Okay, I find that if you understand the wide receiver and the quarterback relationship, you understand the chemistry, then you can get kind of a preview of what to expect, okay? From an astrology and fantasy perspective, you can kind of start putting your eggs in the baskets that are otherwise unknown to a lot of people, okay? So stay tuned to the end of the video. I want to show you guys something cool, okay? What do Calvin Johnson, Jerry Rice, Julio Jones, Randy Moss, all of these receivers have something in common. I want to show you guys this. This is some fun information I'm going to reveal to you guys. And these are arguably the four best receivers of all time, right? Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, and Julio Jones. They all have something in common. And I'm going to reveal that at the end of the video. So stay tuned. I'm going to try to keep this as relevant and as short and sweet as possible. I got a ton of information on this board. I included every single receiver from the draft. Okay, there was 35 total receivers drafted, averaging 5 wide receivers around. Okay, in the first 4 rounds, 5 wide receivers went every single round. Okay, so that's kind of a fun little aside, right? Some kind of maybe a little useless fun knowledge to kind of know. But about 5 receivers around. Okay. I did include one undrafted free agent that I'm aware of. I don't know all of them, but I do know this one, Jonathan Adams Jr. And man, he has got an awesome highlight reel tape. He is an Aquarius, okay? To pair that with Jared Goff, watch out for Jonathan Adams, okay, Jr. So that's what you have there. Tyrell Williams is also Aquarius, so I already told you in another video, watch out for Tyrell Williams this year. They got really good astrology going for him. So let's get into this. Let's start breaking it down. We're going to start at the top, and I'll probably stop around Nico Collins. It was right after Nico, the Browns took Anthony Schwartz, and the list really loses a lot of potency. Maybe Tylan Wallace. He went to Baltimore Ravens, is going to have really good chemistry with Lamar Jackson, which really won't be able to be said for Rashad Bateman. But I'm going to show you guys this. I do base all of the astrology. I base these off of historical combinations, right? I began studying this with Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger, Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, Calvin Johnson, Matt Stafford. I started finding that all of these receivers and quarterbacks had really good chemistry. So if you're new to the channel, stick around. We might learn something together here. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. We're like a community, and we're trying to discover new patterns all the time. So I'm just kind of laying the information out there, telling you guys what I think's going on. And the more we know, the better, right? So here we go. Jamar Chase coming in, the first wide receiver taken as a Pisces. Joe Burrow's a Sagittarius. Fire does not go towards water, guys. I mean, this is the type of situation we don't want to overthink. We don't want to put too much emphasis on astrology because we know Jamar Chase, if you ask me and you ask a lot of people, he's basically the best wide receiver to come out of the draft in a long time. So he's an excellent skill. You can't really ever take that down. You know he's going to get the usage, but astrology-wise, I'm going to give him a red X, okay? So if you're in fantasy, and what I kind of do on this kind of stuff is if he falls to me, sure, I would take a Jamar Chase, but I'm not going to reach for him. And there are going to be a lot of people reaching for Jamar Chase this year, okay? So next guy in line here, Jalen Waddle, Sagittarius. Tua Tagovailoa is a Pisces, okay? That's like Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow in reverse. The good news is that water does go towards fire, okay, in the zodiac. But with Will Fuller there as a Pisces, he's going to want to go, Tua Tagovailoa is going to want to favor Will Fuller, okay? So Jalen Waddle, astrologically speaking, in fantasy in general, I'm not trusting Jalen Waddle on my fantasy team this year for more than just astrology, but astrology's not there. Devonta Smith, okay, as a Scorpio. Jalen Hurts is a Leo. There are reports coming out of Philadelphia. They do not even want to try to test Jalen Hurts as the starter this year. They're just going to flat out trust him, and hopefully that helps him kind of feel nourished and as well to have more success. And that's coming from their owner there. So, but I've shown you guys in another video, astrologically, it seems like the Eagles are out of whack. We saw them arguing in their war room, and with Devonta Smith as a Scorpio, coming from Jalen Hurts is a Leo, that's one of the worst things, okay? It's one of the worst matches. Once again, fire does not go towards water, okay? So, Devonta Smith is out. Sorry, guys, I'm not touching him. Next pick, finally, we have a winner. The fourth wide receiver off the board, Kadarius Toney. And when I saw that come off the board, I thought, gosh, that's a reach, man. But Urban Meyer's on record saying, oh, we wish we could have had Kadarius Toney. Dang it. He would have been a perfect match with Trevor Lawrence, by the way. But he's a pretty dang good match with Daniel Jones, okay? So as an Aquarius, Daniel Jones is a Gemini. Those are both air signs. So this is getting an A grade. The transition isn't perfect, right? Daniel Jones is immutable, wants to move into a cardinal, not into a fixed Aquarius. But the elements are the same, so it's really good. They'll be able to read the same language. So we're going to give this a beautiful blue check. Kadarius Toney. If he outperforms Jamar Chase, I want y'all to come back to this channel and say, hey, man, this astrology thing, something's going on here. All right, next pick. Rashad Bateman. A lot of guys excited about Rashad Bateman as a Sagittarius. Lamar Jackson is a Capricorn. Sorry, guys. Rashad Bateman's out. Remember, last year I warned you guys about Marquise Brown as well. I said, don't pick up Marquise Brown. People are obsessed with him. You know, people who I really respect in the fantasy football information space. But they don't know about astrology, okay? And I said, don't do that. Don't go for that pick. And I'm going to say Rashad Bateman. Don't go for Rashad Bateman. Okay, astrology says no. This is another reason, okay? Elijah Moore. This is a really interesting one, guys. Elijah Moore is a Taurus picked at the top of the second round, okay? Who's his quarterback? Zach Wilson. Zach Wilson has the exact same birthday as Tom Brady, okay? Leo to a Taurus. Do you know who else was a Taurus for Tom Brady? Rob Gronkowski. Okay. Also, I believe Julian Edelman was a Taurus. He was right on the cusp of Gemini Taurus. So Leos love to go to fire. They want to go to the Taurus, and they almost are, they want to use them up because they're both fixed. And so Leos just love to just burn Tauruses alive, man. It's kind of like, I don't know if, God forbid there be any injury concerns, but it's kind of an unhealthy thing in some ways. But Elijah Moore, I think I'm giving him a big blue check here, guys. He's going to be a good, productive thing. Astrology says it's so. You've got, as far as the Jets go, who else do you have in there? You have, I believe it's gosh, why am I airing out on this one? There's the Gemini. I know their signs better than I know their names right now. Okay, Jamison Crowder is a Gemini. And so that's a good match, right? Fire to air. And you also have that Libra they drafted last year. Gosh, what's his name? It's Denzel. Gosh, who was that they drafted? I'll have to look that one up. It's spacing on me right now, but I know he's a Libra, top guy. And so that's another decent match. So Zach Wilson's got a lot of good astrology going on over there in New York. And they've got a great line. And so, wow, suddenly New York Jets could have a surprisingly explosive offense if Wilson is able to come out and perform. Okay? Rondale Moore as a Gemini. Okay, Kyler Murray's going to be throwing the ball as a Leo. That's a great match. I'm going to give it a blue check. course, Rondale Moore has some guys in his way, right? So obviously I'm not that excited about it. And here's an interesting one coming up. For the 8th wide receiver off the board, the Seahawks went Dwayne Eskridge. Eskridge is an Aries. That is a hallelujah great match, okay? So that's the perfect match I'm looking for. Dwayne Eskridge is the absolute perfect match. Of course, he's got Tyler Lockett in the way, okay? He's got DK Metcalf in the way, but there it is. Neither one of those guys are Aries, so they're both, I think they're all Sagittarius. So Dwayne Eskridge brings something different to that Seahawks offense. Then you got Tutu Atwell as a Libra. You know who else used to be a Libra for Matt Stafford coming out of the LA Rams? Calvin Johnson. Okay, now these guys are obviously opposites as far as size goes, not opposites as far as speed, but I don't really expect Tutu to do a whole lot. Really surprised they took Tutu that high. One of the bigger reaches I think I can think of on this board. But anyway, he gets a, astrology-wise, he gets a check, okay? Going down to Terrace Marshall Jr. I told you guys the Carolina Panthers are in alignment. Everybody is matching over there. Guess what? Terrace Marshall Jr. as a Gemini matches with Sam Darnold as a Gemini. They're both in the same element, okay? So one of the more intriguing picks here, okay? Out of all the rookie wide receivers, I still want Kadarius Toney, okay? But Terrace Marshall Jr. is really up in there. Elijah Moore is really up in there. Those are the three guys I'm really keeping an eye on right now. Okay, we'll go further into the list. Josh Palmer. I believe, who took Josh Palmer? It was the Chargers. Okay, the Chargers took Josh Palmer. Justin Herbert as a Pisces and Josh Palmer. That's a good match. Okay. Let's see. De'Ami Brown was taken by the Redskins. So you are the Washington football team. Excuse my political incorrectness. Okay. De'Ami Brown as a Scorpio. You got Fitzpatrick thrown to him. Not a good match. Sorry, De'Ami. Amari Rodgers as a Libra. I'm going to assume Aaron Rodgers is coming back. I just heard of a report today that was saying it was all fake. It was all just made up by Adam Schefter. Just like try to put the pieces together and act like it was like something that Aaron Rodgers said. He's like for sure wants out. So it's kind of like a fabricated media story at this point. Amari Rodgers as a Libra is a good match with a Sagittarius. Aaron Rodgers is a Sagittarius. So that's a good match. We're going to give it a blue check. I am a little bit cautious. Gosh, who's their receiver over there? I'm going through so many names. It's hard to draw up more names off the top of my head. Got to give myself a second. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is a Libra as well. And they had a hard time. I thought their chemistry was pretty off. So I'm skeptical of this one just because of history. We got to study each person on an individual basis. But Amari Rodgers, astrology should be good, but we got to keep our eye on it. Nico Collins, really the final receiver I wanted to talk about, coming out of Houston. I think he's probably maybe one of their best receivers already. As a Pisces, and I believe Tyrod Taylor as a Leo. There's some Fix does want to move into mutable, but Fire doesn't want to move into water, so I'm going to give this one a red X too, okay? I'm trying to keep this video under 15 minutes. I'm almost there, guys. I want to answer that question. I'm going to spin my board around. Remember, what did Jerry Rice, Calvin Johnson, Randy Moss, Julio Jones, all these receivers, what did they have in common? Check this out. This is neat, guys. Right. So we'll just adjust that. They're all air signs, guys. Every single one of the best receivers you could possibly think of are all air signs. That's kind of funny, right? Are air signs the best wide receivers? You got to wonder, looking at that, okay? That's all I got for you in this one, guys. Keep on liking, keep on subscribing, commenting. I appreciate you guys. Let's have an awesome fantasy football season.